Yeah, we were tested there at the beginning of the third. I thought we responded then, and in the fourth quarter, they made a little bit of a run, and we responded, to that moment, that swing moment, and it's going to happen. Rarely do you just pull away and stay away from your opponent. But more than anything, it was just the mentality, the collective spirit to try to accomplish something a little bit unique, in a long NBA season.
And then the leads went away, and obviously it was almost a statement by you guys at the end, that's not happening again. How satisfying was it to build a lead and hold a lead?
Yeah, really satisfying. I think also just satisfying to stack 2 wins in a row. We've been going back and forth, and that was something, we've discussed as a team with the staff, just trying to, stack wins together. So we were just excited to put two together and now head back home.
I know teams sometimes talk about increments of the season, 10 games and 20 games. This was just a 5-game trip, but it was 5 and 7 nights. 3 and 2 might have not been the most optimistic end, but is it still satisfying to come out with a winning trip?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we all know our record on the road this year, so just to come out and finish this road trip the right way, definitely feel good about it.
First half, Myron's in ahead of you. It looked like it might be another night where maybe there's not a lot of minutes for you, but there was really trust for you at the end. Is that sort of a moment that you were glad you were able to meet that challenge?
I think I just go into the games, just trying to stay ready, and whatever minutes come my way, then, just try to make the most of them. So, not really thinking too much about that, just while I'm out there trying to impact the game.
Coach spoke about all the deflections you had last night in Salt Lake, tonight how pesky you were. How much of a mindset is that for you that no matter what happens, you're going to be really annoying?
Yeah, I think that's, something I can try to hang my hat on, whether shots are going in or not, just try to have an impact on the defensive end.
And how nice was it for guys like you and for Jaime and others to sort of help the leaders, quote unquote, Bam and Norm, that, hey, we can get this for you guys also?
Yeah, for sure. It was just big for us to be able to hold on to that lead and just go out there, play together, play the right way, and just just do the right, make the right plays. It was all good.
Thanks, Drewski.
No problem.
I mean, this was so reminiscent of earlier in the season when you sort of seemed to sense it was your moment, that takeover in the fourth quarter. How good was it to get back to that and to be able to contribute that at the end of a long trip?
Oh, it's great. We knew we needed to get this win. The start of the trip didn't go, the way we wanted it to, and so we knew it was important. We needed to, get a quick 2 wins before we headed back home.
There have been a bunch of games this season where you guys get leads and they go away. Happened in the first, second, and third quarter. How determined were you guys not to let that happen in the fourth quarter?
Extremely, extremely. We knew how important this win was. We know how important this next stretch of games is for us, going into All-Star break. So we're just taking that to heart, and, we're done talking about it. We need to just go do it, and that's kind of our message going into that game.
A bunch of supporting guys really stepped up. Drew late, you did. How important was it he had a 5 and 7 days to help Bam, to be there for Norm, to help Wiggs, to the other guys to do something?
It's extremely important. This is a team sport. It's not on one guy. It's on all of us. So for all of us to go out and produce, that's our job. We want to, help our guys, Norm, Wiggs, Bam, as best we can to just give them life and, do our part to help get wins.
You got 2 guards come off the bench and do 2 different things. Myron in 3 minutes let everyone know he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Drew through the fourth quarter let everyone know he could steady the ship.
Yeah.
How important were both of them?
I mean, extremely important. Myron, he's just a bundle of energy. He's a guy that you love to have on your team, but you hate to play against. So I'm glad he's a part of us. And Drew, man, he's just so steady all year. And we really trust him with the ball to make plays. And he really just does produce on so many levels, offensively and defensively.
You get 1 2-day break all of January. It's coming up now after getting to bed maybe at 6 a.m. this morning. How nice is that going to be?
I'm excited. I'm just ready to go home. Yeah, ready to go home.
That'll work.
Thank you.
I know 3 and 2 might not be the ultimate goal of a trip, but how satisfying is it to come out with a winning road trip and maybe help reset things a little?
I mean, it's good. I wouldn't say satisfied, but to come out 3 and 2 is good. We'll take that. Being above 500 on this road trip, I think it sets us up good for going home, having these 2 days in between to prepare for our Orlando team that's gotten the best of us, even though they've been tough battles, figure out how we can pull those ones out. I think we've been tested on this road trip, which is good for us in many different ways. So I think we'll be able to reset, rest, and come back stronger for a game at home.
You've had a bunch of games, you get a double-digit lead, and instead of building on it, like Coach says, all of a sudden it's tied or close again. That happened in the first, second, and third quarter this time. How nice was it to see Jaime and other guys step up in the fourth and say, not this time?
Yeah, really good. You know, it's a collective game. You know, as much as people and us as individuals, you know, want to have great games and go out there and impact and be the reason why we're getting leads and keeping leads. You know, it's not always going to happen like that. You know, you got to be able to rely on and trust your teammates. You know, and know when their moments are here. You know, and I thought they did a great job this game, coming in and not letting go of the ropes when they went on their run and then sustaining, and then we're able to open up the game in the fourth quarter because of the second unit coming in and making plays down the stretch offensively and defensively to keep them out of reach.
Obviously, it's been a little bit of a struggle for you, especially behind the three-point line. Didn't make one each of the last two games. How important was it for you to do it in another way? Jaime told me, rather, Nico said to ask about your double-double and the other things that you're doing. How important was it to find a way to contribute?
Really important. You know, I've been playing this game for a long time. You know, and I pride myself on being efficient and making my shots. But you know, you're going to go through stretches where it's like that. You know, where the ball's not going in, no matter how you try to go back to the basics of your shot, you know, sticking, holding your follow through, being on balance. You know, sometimes the ball just doesn't go in, you know, but, you know, for me, you know, I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in. So, you know, I'm going to keep taking those shots. Coach kept telling me to get more up. So having the confidence and belief with the coaching staff as well, along with my teammates, you know, I don't shy away from that. But you know, there's more to basketball than just putting the ball in the basket. You know, there's leading, there's giving yourself up. You know, I've done that this whole week with playing hurt with my back spasm and everything like that. But tonight, you know, I wanted to make an emphasis on getting rebounds and securing the ball so we can get on transition, and I was able to do that and get my double-double.
How nice is it to tell you're back? You get the first 2-day break of January.
Really nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I definitely need the rest, and hopefully with these 2 days I can get everything to calm down and be ready to go for Orlando.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Okay.
So often this year about you get a lead and you can't hold it. We saw it in the first, second, and third quarters, but in the fourth, you guys found a way to extend the lead like you talked about. What finally got you guys to make a stand and take a stand?
Well, it was a fun 2 games. You know, this was a tough turnaround, and I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm just saying when we got to bed at 6 and to have 2 games in less than 22 hours, it's fun. It's fun to try to rally around the challenge. This oftentimes could be a schedule loss, and everybody just absolutely rallied around the opportunity. And you have a moment like this, you know, hopefully it can lead to more momentum, you know, because it's a tougher type scenario. And, yeah, we were tested there at the beginning of the third. I thought we responded then. And in the fourth quarter, you know, they made a little bit of a run, and we responded, you know, to that moment, that swing moment. And it's going to happen. You know, rarely do you just pull away and stay away from your opponent. But more than anything, it was just the mentality, the collective spirit to try to accomplish something a little bit unique, you know, in a long NBA season.
This was sort of reminiscent of early in the year when there was a Jaime takeover at some point in the game. Fortunately, it came in the fourth tonight. Your thoughts on how he put his stamp on the game at winning time?
Yeah, it really helped. I didn't, you know, plan on playing him that many minutes, but I was going to try to get him a break, and then he was just generating so many good things for us offensively. They started to up their pressure. They played small, played O'Neal at the 5, so we were looking for advantages wherever we could find them, and the advantage happened to be Jaime, you know, getting into the paint, you know, making plays. And in Miami, he was making plays for kickouts. In this game, he was mostly making plays at the rim to score because they were trying to stay at home on everybody else. And, you know, we're at our best when he's a downhill guy for us, you know, and making the appropriate reads.
A couple of guys unheralded had their moments. Myron only played 3 minutes, but you knew he was there. Dru at the end comes in and is steadying. Can you talk about how each made an imprint on the game?
Yeah, Myron is continuing to build trust with everybody. You feel his energy, you know, right away. There's going to be something. There's going to be some kind of action, and he's finding ways to make it more positive, you know, for the team. And it's just unbridled, you know, effort and energy. It's amazing what you can get accomplished if you just commit to that. And then Dru was great both games. He had it was almost like a misprint. I think he had 5 steals last night, but I think it was like 13 or 14 deflections. It was crazy. Last night, and then tonight he was all over the place, and then just that steadying presence. When we put the ball in Jaime's hands, Dru found a way to get in the right spot. A lot of times to help us run our offense, and then defensively, he's just really good, particularly against the stuff that they do. A lot of these perimeter pick and rolls, they slip out of there, they try to confuse you, and that opens up a three-point window. He was just super disciplined, super aware, communicating the actions, and that's why he's one of the more valuable defense players in this league.
With Tyler out, there's been such a burden on the wing scoring with Norman. He's had the back issue. He's been on the injury list, I think, for a month now. He keeps showing up and perseveres. How much does that say about him, that even when the shot's not there, he's still willing to go and move forward and show up every night?
Yeah. He was pretty banged up, these last couple games. This one was in question, because it was such a quick turnaround, and the only rest we really had was on the airplane. So, he wanted to give it a go. He passed all the tests, to make himself available, and he contributed in other ways. He had 10 rebounds, and he's always a threat, so there's going to be some kind of overreaction. And he wasn't getting the normal foul calls. Those should have been free throws, in my opinion. But he's a veteran player, so he'll find a way to make an impact. Whether he's scoring or whether it's just with his presence.
And lastly, this is your only 2-day break in the entire month of January. How embraced will it be to get a couple of days without a game?
Yeah, I'm sure everybody could use it, but the guys who really need it the most will be Norm, Bam, and Wiggs. Probably Jaime could use some extra time as well. We'll try to maximize that as much as possible.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.